Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's a Saturday night, Saturday, the 11th of February 2022. Thank you for those joining on Facebook. Thank you for those joining on YouTube. Thank you for those joining on YouTube, Instagram. But for those on Instagram, what I'll say to you is that you'll have to transport or translate over onto YouTube or Facebook, preferably YouTube actually. And the link is SYLBOURNE TV. If you join over there, yep. Well, I'm having some, what should I say, coffee. And as you can see, this is Jamaica. Let me see if I can show my Jamaica colors. There's a way I can actually flip the screen and so you can read Jamaica. There we are. Haha, Jamaica. Yeah. So I'm having some coffee today. Tonight is Talk and Sip, and it's very important that you tell me what you're drinking or what you're having on Talk and Sip tonight, Saturday night. It's what should I say? It's a very quiet evening. The UK is a bit very chilly, but not that chilly. It's getting there, and I want to say though that one of the first things that I'll say on Talk and Sip tonight is that I want to pay my tribute to the late, I would say late Delano Franklin. There he is. I want to pay my condolences to Delano. Delano, who passed away recently. Actually, yesterday, 23rd of November 1959, he was born. The 10th of February 2023, Fortis Kidere, non-potest. I've had Delano Franklin on my show a few times. Good friend of mine. I remember at one point I was at UA doing some A levels, and Delano actually taught me. Yeah, so we became good friends from that time. Delano was actually a practicing attorney at law and businessman. Was the managing partner of the law firm Wilson and Franklin, which was founded in 1998. He was appointed a senator in 2002 and served as a Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade from 2002 to and if I can find out, yes, I can get the information there, from 2002 to 2007. And as Minister of State, he was responsible for the Jamaica Diaspora community, the Summit of the Americas, international and regional organizations such as the Organization of American States, American States, the Association of Caribbean States, which he chaired. And regarding the Jamaican diaspora community, he initiated and implemented the Jamaica Diaspora Conference, 2004, the Jamaica Diaspora Board, the Jamaica Diaspora Foundation, the Jamaica Diaspora Institute, and the proclamation of Jamaica Diaspora Day, which is now celebrated on June the 16th each year. And I've worked very closely with Delano during the course of that time, you know. Heidi, yeah. And every time I go to Jamaica, I always talk to him. And Delano has actually visited me at my house here in the UK. And up to recently, we had some very good conversation about Jamaica and where we are in Jamaica. And may you rest in peace. And you know, I think what I can say is that we have no control over the future. We only have control over the present. And anything can happen, but it is a legacy that we have, the legacy that we have left behind. And reading some of the comments from persons regarding Delano, and look at some of the comments. Aluna Samba, sincere condolences. You were together. We lived on the same hall when he was guild president. Condolences to the family. Sorry to hear of his passing. Noel Anderson, condolences. Venison McLean, rest in power. Delano Kingman, you were doing unassuming all your brilliance as an attorney-at-law and politician. A Casey old boy. May his soul rest in peace. You know? Somebody say he was such a good person, Aluna Samba. Raskadia says, Maroon government now. David Chen, my Fortis brother. Milverton Newell said, I hosted his book signing event at United Moravian Church, New York City. On November the 7th, 2013, the title of the book was Michael Manley, Putting People First. Now, I must say that I've got Michael Manley. I got the Diaspora book here. And Michael Manley, The Politics of Equality. Let me see if I can flip the screen. I think it wasn't coming up properly. Yeah. So the Michael Manley, The Politics of Equality. That is Delano Franklin. Compiled and edited by Delano Franklin. And also his other book, The Jamaica Diaspora. Delano Franklin. You know? Delano Franklin. And I've had different meetings with him when he was Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and supported him in his venture and supported his book and promoted his book as well. So let's support that as much as possible. And our condolences to Delano. May he rest in peace. And most importantly, may his legacy live on and on and on. And if you want to watch the interview that I did with him, you can go straight to YouTube and you can watch it. Okay. Hi, Kim. How are you doing? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Saturday evening and it's a great one. One of the topic which I've coined today, and it's a very simple topic. And it is simple, but very effective. And it says, never the victim, always the victor. Never the victim, always the victor. What does that mean? Never the victim, always the victim. I think what it means, and you can tell me what it means to you as well, it means to say that no matter what, you've got to lead from the front. The mindset is something very powerful. Even sometimes when people believe that they are defeated, they are not actually defeated because they're actually fighting still. And one of the reasons why I brought this topic up, and I don't know if those who are watching, or things move so fast regarding social media around these days. Social media whereby it's all over the world. Things of a negative nature. Things where people are fighting. Things where there's killing. It moves so fast. It moves so faster than things which are positive. But I believe that in every negative, one can always find something positive. And I will not show the video, and I will not show the picture. I will not dignify the world by showing the image of a young lady, a young black schoolgirl that was in a fight. And in the fight, what you had was 4 or 5 children kicking her, beating her up according to them, grabbing her hair or braid out of her head. And then there's a voice which was behind, which was the mother apparently or elder, saying, go for her head, kick her, hit her. You can do it. And it was edging them on. And she was alone there. Vehicles were driving past, blowing their horns, and no one came out to support her. Her peers or so was around, never supported her. The adults which were around never supported her. And we don't know if teachers were watching, but we know that when the headmaster came by, as a result of that, it stopped. Well, it was the voice of that same person said, okay now, let's stop it. So it's like community totally failure in a way. And then I'm finding out that there are so many different aspects of things that compel or constrain adults from actually getting involved into things. But what I saw, and I was saying to somebody, and I will always support things which I'm not doing, because not everybody can go anywhere to do certain things. I don't support sharing videos. I'm a child care lawyer. I don't support people sending me videos of children. I even saw a child which is being promoted and shown all over the Jamaica with a little boy, and like he's putting his fingers up, and I just deleted it. I still don't understand why people share these things of little children. If it is that you want somehow for the authorities to see it, or for child care social workers to do it, to see it, send it to social workers, send it to the authorities, but don't share it around for commenting, for virality, for comment and all those sort of things. Why? I don't know. Even the young girl having a fight. Why? People sharing it and commenting on, sharing the video. Don't worry, I understand one has to comment on it. But then there's another side of the coin, which is if we don't see it, how will we know? If you don't see the video, how will you know? If you don't see the killing of Tyree Nichols, how will you know what is happening? You ever thought about that? And then so many people are saying that they were ticked off. This is regarding the fighting of the local schoolgirl. But as I said, what I saw, and I was walking in the park doing my walk and talk motivational moments. And when I'm walking in the park and doing my motivational moments, I tell you, I download, I should say download from God. I really is different angle, different things, because there's so many voices out there, so many different sounds, and so many different aspects of things that people are shouting, people are telling you. Everybody knows a platform. With the advent of COVID, everybody's now a superstar. Everybody knows fans. Everybody knows a voice. Everybody's a prophet. Everybody's a pastor. Everybody's a leader. Everybody's doing something. And as a result of that, you don't know which voice you're going to listen to. Yeah. And one of the voice which I was hearing, a collective voice about this young girl, was a victim, being beaten up. That's what I was hearing right through the time. Being a victim, being beaten up. But then I saw something else, as I was saying. I saw something else which was very powerful. What I saw was a victor. What I saw was a champion. What I saw was a young lady who was actually determined, no matter what, that she would not stay down. Right? She would not stay down, and she would actually fight. And she was actually saying in her action, when you go down, or if you, I'm taking everybody with me. So I saw that victor mentality. Because remember what Churchill said in the UK, we will never surrender to the to the hills, on the seas, or whatever. That even Zelensky, when he came to the UK, and when Zelensky was speaking somewhere, I don't know where, maybe in the UK or somewhere else, or speaking to the British public or the British Parliament at the time over social media, through virtual. Before, when he came here, he was using those Churchill lines, and therefore one has got to think about the mentality. Are you a victim? Because at the same time, one can be in a victim state. And what I call a victim state is whereby it would be natural if 4 or 5 persons beating him, you are down there, you are a victim because everybody's at you. Tyre Nichols, he was a victim because they killed him. He wasn't fighting at all, you know. But this girl was fighting, and she was hitting, she was kicking, but she's been bruised, traumatized. She was a victim. She never stayed down. And therefore, even when you are in your circumstances, in your situation, in your life, in your workplace, or whatever, you'd find yourself in situations and circumstances that will actually take you down. But if you roll over and die, then you die. But what you got to do figuratively, in a sense, and not even figuratively, but literally, is to stand up and say, I will not be a victim. You know, and it's very important that one has got to sort of adopt such a strong mindset, because I tell you what, and I've been watching these things, and I have different discussions with persons, and some person upset with me, and and when they send me things, I said, why do you send it to me? I said, people are traumatized depending on where a person's perception is, where they are at. Why send it? What is it to prove? Is it to show me? Why is it sending to me to see it? Why? What it should be, what one should be doing, is sending these things to your police, social workers, teachers, persons who can make a fundamental difference. You know. So I throw this one out tonight, and we'll see what's going to come on tonight. You know, there's a telephone number as well, which is on WhatsApp, and if I see if I can find it, yep, there is a telephone number. There it is. To call in via WhatsApp. There's a number, and also one of the things also is that I just found out that there's another. Hey, what happened to Usain Bolt money? Where's the money for Usain Bolt? Has Usain Bolt got his money back? There was supposed to be 10 days that his lawyers gave them to give his money back. What happened to the money? And then guess what? I just heard that there's another girl from Sydial, a client care person, was caught with her hands also in the money. Hands in the money. Thief. Everybody's thieving, stealing money. What happened to that young girl which was called Tony Ann? Have they found her? I haven't found her. And I was listening to Andrea Stevenson, actually. Very interesting program, Partner Draw. and he was talking about even the politicians of today. The politicians of today, they are not making a dent, and they're not making a difference in society. I would say to Andre, it's not just in Jamaica with PNP and JLP. Even in the world is lacking of effective leaders. And effective leaders and persons who can make a difference, they are actually not doing anything. People who should be rising up don't want to rise up anymore. People can't be bothered. The whole world is woke. You know, nobody wants to actually step into the grain and get dirty and do some of the dirty work as much as possible. So therefore, you have the same persons who are actually running the boat, running the show, and they get their children and their family members, and then all of a sudden, after a while, it's going to be a big family thing. And if we use the case of PNP JLP, then we'll find it's the same sort of situation there, you know. So let me see something here. Okay. So therefore, if you want to come on to the show, let me. People are buzzing me. Let me see if I can do that here. Here's the link. That's the link here. Let's see if I can find it. Here we are. Bingo. That's the link there. Okay. Tablet. Another one of the big thing which is happening, and why many people are. I posted a video of the policeman giving a quick talk and giving a quick update as to what is happening regarding the investigation regarding the young girl, and they've arrested a few people. But also, many people have been saying that the time that we are talking about these young children, we are missing something very big. We're missing something which is very powerful, and that's the earthquake in Turkey. The earthquake in Turkey, I mean, they say the figure now is 15,000. 15,000 persons missing in Turkey. 15,000 persons dead in Turkey. Also, yes, that's my number. I think, yes. I think BBC want me to go onto their program. So I'm just confirming with them the number. That's BBC 94.9 FM. So that's a couple of weeks from now. Well, actually next week, Sunday. Yeah, a lot of people are missing at present in Turkey, and that's really sad. That I think that's one of the biggest thing which is out there now. The biggest thing. Am I really alive? The emotional rescue of two trapped sisters. People are just being found. Some are very lucky, some are not. You know, they say Merve Iram, rescue worker, Mustafa Oskirk is shouting. Everyone around us has been ordered to be silent. The teams are looking for two sisters who other survivors say are trapped and alive on the piles of rubble. With sensitive devices, they listen for any response. Everyone is frozen in anticipation. Then a breakthrough. Right. So therefore, people are actually being found at the same time, but the figures that they're saying now is about 15,000. 15,000 people dead. Yeah. And what they're saying, actually, violence disrupts quake. Rescuers, they're told what they're saying. I mean, I was incorrect. They're talking about 28,000. Turkey, 8 earthquake rescues disrupted by security concern as death toll rises. Unrest in southern Turkey has disrupted rescuers' efforts following Monday's deadly earthquake. I'm having coffee. The combined death toll in Turkey and Syria has surpassed 28,000 people. And security is expected to worsen as food supplies dwindle. And nearly 50 people have been arrested for looting, with several guns seized, local media's reported. You know, what is actually saying is that there's chaos in all different respects. I'm Michelle. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Peace, balance, and wellness. Okay, come on. Let me see who's gonna come on first. Michelle, are you gonna come on? Let me see if I can get someone to come on tonight. Talk and sip. It's very important that you come on. Not gonna talk alone. You know, and look at the different topics. Let me send the link. And even America right now, they call Joe Biden, "You're a liar." Yeah, that's what they call him. They call him a liar. You know, that was at the State of Union, um, which they had recently. State of Unions normally used to be great events, you know, great sort of support for the President of the United States of America. Great opportunity whereby, you know, persons can actually have that great and that fundamental, you know, respect. What is it? Respect for the president. You know, and there's always that massive sort of respect for the president. Yeah, but as time goes by, everything is dwindling down. Respect for presidents, respect for leaders, because everything is now sort of what we say walkish in a way. Nobody has respect. You know, I shouldn't say nobody has respect, but people have respect. Yeah, bro, God, respect. I mean, people call in different government persons or members of parliament names. There was a time when there was this massive respect. There was a time when people used to look up to leaders, teachers, doctors, lawyers, presidents, prime ministers. There's a time when people used to know what they know. But now nobody sometimes know what they know now, because everything is somewhat evolving and everything is somewhat changing, and people are somewhat scared. And even if I'm to sort of go back into that incident there with the young girl, yeah, one of the things that someone said to me, a teacher said to me, a senior teacher said, why the principal just walked out casually and maybe wasn't doing anything was because the unions have sort of advised them not to get involved or get so much entangled with what should I say, with fight, because if they do so they could get in trouble, because the last time a teacher did it or a principal did it, he got killed right outside of his school. And then why people sometimes do not want to even get involved is because they don't know what the implication is. I had a guest some time ago, and she's in the UK, Colette Hunter. She's from Jamaica. And her son was intervening into a fight. And by intervening into the fight, he got killed. And there's a friend of mine who said that there's a fight, and a friend of one of them were fighting, came in and tried to part the fight. And by the person trying to part the fight, one of the persons who were fighting got mad and stabbed the person in the neck, not knowing who the person was, only to realize that the person actually stabbed and killed their mate who came in trying to help. And that's one of the situations, you know. Ready, Lexler? Yeah. Hands up. Ready? Ready like Freddy? Backside. We're wearing the same colors. Lester. What's going on there, Lester? I think we got let me see.
Your screen freeze up.
My screen freeze up. I'm not frozen. Can you see me?
Let me see how you're handling now. Yeah.
Okay, because
good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm watching it on YouTube, and I can hear an echo. Lester.
You hearing an echo now from me?
1 2 1 2 1 2
1 3 1 3
1 no 1 1 5 1 5. Okay, let me just ask Michelle. There's an echo. There's an echo.
Is anybody hearing the echo?
Well, they would because I can hear it from my
Because I can hear it from my.
1, 2, 3. Yo, it's gone. Lester, Lester, you gone. Yo, let me see if I can get it. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Hello?
I think because they're using the headphone in the Lester. Hold on.
The headphone.
Using the headphone. I just hear the echo again. It's like the time when Jody.
Are you still hearing it?
No, it's gone now.
Okay.
Yeah. You're wearing glasses? I didn't know you were glasses.
Yes. As of the last week.
Okay, fantastic. We're in the same colors today. Let's keep it like that.
I'm wearing mustard. I don't know what color you're wearing.
I think well, I just call everything yellow. I don't know. I don't know these different layers of colors. You know? How
No,
you doing?
I have a wife. I have a wife, and she points me in the right direction in terms of colors.
Okay, so you don't know the colors. You're just being pointed to that color. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We're getting there. I'm just getting some little sound. I know why you want the headphones. It makes it a bit more clearer. But anyway, how are you doing anyhow still?
I'm good. I'm in good spirits. Had a good week.
Yeah.
Had a great week.
Yes. You went to Jamaica?
Yeah. No. But great things are happening in Jamaica. But your topic is very interesting tonight. You know.
Oh, somebody says smart wife.
Uh,
I want who is that? Somebody says smart wife. Oh,
I
it's your wife.
let people talk about my wife. You know.
Well, it's your wife saying your wife.
Yeah.
It's your wife saying your wife. Yeah. You're saying Lester. Ivita, yeah.
Yeah. So recently in the last 2.5 weeks, I've been diagnosed with diabetes, and I refuse to play victim. I told my doctor I had some feelings since like late October, early November. Dryness of the tongue, tiredness, big up yourself, D. It's fatigue, pin feelings in my like fingers,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Going to the bathroom like 15 times for the day,
Okay.
And but I was really so busy. It's really busy. Couldn't get the time to go to the doctor. And when you have I won't use that word pestering. When you have a
Hold on.
persuasive wife.
Let me just 1 second. Let me just check something. D, you said I'm echoing. Let me just check it, with Vita. Am I echoing as well? Because I can only hear myself speaking. I can't hear through the thing. But keep talking, Lester.
No, I'm not hearing your echo.
Yeah. Okay. D's hearing twice
Right.
things. She always hear things twice. Yeah. Go on.
Because you have 2 years.
She have 2 years. I listen in the meantime. Yeah, keep talking, Lester, and I just listen. You keep talking for a while, and I just listen in. Listen
Yeah.
on my phone, yeah.
So with that, I told the doctor that I'm going to beat this, and I'm going to, make a change in everything. Went back to the doctor this week, Thursday or Wednesday. Don't remember what day was it. And my blood sugar level when I first went to the doctor was 15, and it is now 4.6.
Okay.
So it dropped. My blood sugar dropped dramatically. I cut out all of the sugar, every carbohydrate, sugar, everything. I cut it out.
Yeah.
So and continue to work on it and stuff like that. The whole diet change, the whole lifestyle change.
Yeah. No, that's
Um,
yeah. That's very important and very good because just when COVID started, and you can let me know if I'm echoing
yeah,
less about these. And just when COVID started, I was actually diagnosed pre-diabetic, and
yeah,
then I went full on onto my walking. I went full on and full
yeah,
on onto eating fish and cutting out the sugar. I used to drink Coke every day. I used to drink Coke for
yeah,
morning, for breakfast. I love the ice. You can ask my wife and my kid. And I used to just love drinking Coke. So I used to love cake, fruit cake. Everything I used to buy
yeah,
fruit cake. And I said to the lady who always bake the cake for me, I said during our Dalios mash up. I used to pick up cake at least at least every 2 weeks during COVID period because you're at home and everything like that. And I had to cut down all of these things as much as possible, and I had to learn and encouraging myself as much as possible with the exercise. And I believe it's very important for men to actually fight these things. And unfortunately, especially as Jamaicans, we grew up with all these sweet stuff, and then it's when we get old go older, it catch up on us, you know what I mean? And at the same time, we're encouraging our children. We see our children eating those sweet things because when you go into the supermarket and the branding persons them, they put all the sweets at a particular level, so everybody can actually grab it. So it is good that you're actually dealing with it, Lester. Yeah.
yeah. But also Silburn. Just like how 2 weeks ago, I think, or a week ago, we spoke about investing and taking care of your money.
Mm,
Black men especially, and I want when persons watch about this program,
yeah.
black men especially, we don't take care of our bodies, we don't take care of our teeth, we don't take care of our health, we don't take care of our finances, we don't take care of our mental health, you know. We engage in activities that create trauma for us. We purposeful as black
Mm,
men engage in activities that create trauma for us.
mm.
Um, and we
That's Doreen. She laid that bit the cake. She's here actually. It's hard to resist a little bit of cake, but Silver has done well.
Sorry, big up Miss Lorry.
Mash up with Dalios, Doreen. Yeah.
But children, it is when you look at um our older generation, right?
Mm.
Black the black or black ancestors, they were not obese.
Mm. That's that's true. Is that your phone ringing? Okay.
Yeah, my mother call her.
Yeah. Mm.
They were not obese, Um, we take this
I think maybe you need to call your mother and come back, or
soon
Vita
call
speak
her.
to his mother. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Vita call Paula to me and tell her some soon link her.
Yeah.
So oh no. Give me 5 minutes to work or something
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
five.
You talk to your mother. Talk to your mother. Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Cheers. Yeah. Great stuff that Lester is actually saying. He's gonna come back, and we are talking about health and about men and about black men regarding health and about the mindset about not being a victim but being a victor in everything, even with the simple thing as diabetes, the simple thing as your health. Your health is your strength, and even the whole thing about wills, as a matter of fact, I spoke to men of recent days and just asked them casually, have they got a will? And they said no. But I was like this maybe about 3-4 years ago, until the day I actually saw the will person, and I said, and I walked back. I was coming from court, and I walked back and I saw the will person. I walked back to the person and said, yeah, I'm interested. And from that day when I said I was interested, up to the point of the person actually coming to my house to do the will, I was driving so carefully because I started to sort of think, why am I thinking about will? You know, because when you think about will, you're thinking about debt, and you're thinking about actually you're not thinking about life. You're not thinking about sometimes which what you should think about covering and protection of your family. You're actually thinking about maybe why am I thinking about it? Is it going to be a death? Is something's going to happen or so? And and yeah, so the guy came and we did the will, which was very good. And I would encourage persons, especially men, to do your will, and especially insurance. It's about protecting yourself, covering yourself, protecting your family. So many times we are seeing GoFundMe. Not gonna I will never knock anything which somebody's doing, but I always say be prepared, have a preparation mentality, to be ahead of the game, and not, if anything happen, you leave your family in a sort of destitute situation whereby they have to be going for crumbs, if anything, to somewhat, you know, get on. So it's very important and incumbent for men, women as well, to do your will and to protect yourself, protect your family as much as possible. And you can leave, and if you're doing your will, you can also leave everything for me as well. You got some properties in Jamaica, wink, wink. Yeah, you can always leave it to me as well. So that's very important. So yeah, so let's say he's gonna come on back, and anybody else can come on into the show to talk about these things. There was something that I was trying to remember. Something about Jamaica.
It's good that you actually
Sorry, yeah, I'm not hearing an echo, but there's something I saw, and I'm going to see if I can find it. And it's not about the new persons or the new girls. A lot of women are actually doing this scamming thing. The Sagicor place is what Sagicor. You got Molten two, Molten times two, another girl times two one. Everybody's teething, man. Usain Bolt hasn't got his money back. What's going on to Usain Bolt and his money? But I think the Privy Council of recent days, and I'm going to see if I can find it. The Privy Council made a ruling in support of the government of Jamaica. They made a ruling and saying Privy Council Jamaica. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I don't know. I'm sure. I'm sure. Maybe nationwide with Cliff Hughes always break these things. Yeah, yep. Yep. Here it is. The UK-based Privy Council on Thursday ruled that Jamaica anti-money laundering law compelling attorney to report instances of financial crime in dealing with their client does not contravene constitutional rights. That's what it says there, right? The Privy Council said anti-money laundering regime for attorneys is constitutional. That's what it says right there. Let me see if I can read some more. The case was brought by the Attorney General and the General Legal Council of Jamaica to determine whether the regime was illegal. And it was that it says that Jamaica's anti-money laundering law compelling attorneys to report instances of financial crimes in dealing with their clients, because normally lawyers are supposed to have this client privilege with their client privilege, but now they can actually report them. In 2013, Jamaica extended its anti-money laundering regime to include attorneys carrying out certain activities, such as purchasing and selling business or real estate or creating companies or trusts. This was in order to address national security concerns and comply with international standards in respect of the prevention of money laundering and terrorist financing. The extended regime gave the General Legal Council, as the regulator of the legal profession in Jamaica, certain powers to monitor compliance by attorneys with the anti-money laundering regime. This include carrying out inspections, examining and copying documents, and potential sharing information with the other authorities. It also extended to attorneys the requirement to disclose suspicious transactions to the Financial Investigation Division of the Ministry of Finance and Planning. The Jamaica Bar Association, which represents attorneys, brought a challenge to the extended regime on the basis that it is unconstitutional on a number of grounds. The challenge was resisted by the Attorney General and the General Legal Counsel, that is Malahoo Fort. A three-judge panel of the Supreme Court of Judicature of Jamaica held that the relevant legislation was lawful and so dismissed the challenge, right? And the Court of Appeal of Jamaica declared certain aspects of the regime invalid on the basis that they contravene the constitutional rights to privacy, liberty, and freedom from search of property without demonstrable justifications. And I saw that prominent attorney Bart Samuels, what he's saying, prominent attorney Bart Samuels says horrified by a recent ruling by the UK-based Privy Council. The Judicial Committee of the Privy Council has overruled the Court of Appeal and upheld Jamaica anti-money laundering reporting regime as it relates to attorneys. The ruling means attorneys must now report if they believe their clients are using illicit funds to transact business, right? Attorneys must report. So Lester, then report your backside. Your lawyer gonna report you, just to let you know that. Report you. Yeah.
No, you see,
Yeah. Hold
my
on.
wife did all of the financial transaction.
Wait.
The transactions are more likely to sound 90% or more on the civil side of the practice. So I'm speaking here as the partner in a law firm that does 90% civil work. I am horrified by the decision and its fallout.
Somebody said you're horrified because I'm gonna catch you out. You know about the ruling, yeah? I know. Lester, I can hear you.
Yeah, may hear now.
Yeah. I was talking about the ruling by the Privy Council of Jamaica. Sorry, the Privy Council.
That was Bert.
That was Bert Samuels. Yeah, he says he's horrified. Malahoo Fort is very happy, and say, "I told you so." She actually wished me happy. She actually wished me happy Merry Christmas a couple of days ago. She just reach on to her Facebook. You know, I think are you frozen or what?
No, yeah. But I think we have some connection problem. It's a glitch a little bit, but
yeah. What were you saying before you go though? You were saying something before you go. So it's important to talk to your mother.
No, yeah. So I'm saying as black men, we have to start better. Our bodies better. Take our health serious.
Yeah.
So just like how we want to invest. Just like how we take other things serious,
yeah,
you know, we have to take our health serious, and sleep and diet is a very important thing, you know, and you can make great advances by just changing and tweaking little stuff in your life. It goes far away. My doctor was telling me this week that she had a diabetic patient. It was like type 2, type 1 with insulin and everything. And all he did is that he moved him garbage pan out of the kitchen and put it somewhere else in the house. He must walk further in the house to the garbage pan. And that exercise, you know, did a whole lot for him. Just tweak small things in your lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah. But me hear your intro. I heard you saying some stuff where we kind of have a different opinion on, you know, like Andres. I don't know. Well, you're your own big man. I don't.
I overheard it the other day, and I was listening to something there, and I was saying this is very interesting. It's just good to hear a different perspective. And because somebody was saying you need to listen to him. So I said, let me just listen to him, you know.
may not have the fortitude to sit down and digest his content like that.
Yeah.
And you know, he was a former member of the Jamaica Labour Party. He ran as a councillor in one division and
Yes.
lost. He was very close to the Holneses, up by them house, everything. And he got ill. He had a mental issue.
Yeah.
And he was in the hospital, and what he expected them to behave as if he's an adopted son.
Yeah.
And when that wasn't met, like you know, paying medical bills and visiting him regular and stuff like that, you know, remember they're not your family member. They are, you know, close to you, but they're not a family. That is reserved for your family members.
Yes.
And so a lot of bad blood. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about him. I don't know the guy. When he first came on the scene and he's bashing persons who I know personally, you know, including Mr. Morgan and stuff like that. You know, everybody was looking for me to run out on him, and you know, I said no, I'm not going to feed into that. You know, because what people want to see is not a debate. What people want to see is a person with my personality and his personality going at it. I'm not going to do that.
Like a tracing or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not going to do that because there's no intelligence in that, and there's no learning in that. You know.
Yes.
The little that I listened to him about he poses very defamatory questions. You know, him push defamatory angles. Him not coming in the facts to say, hey, I got this document and I have this evidence, or I got this information.
Yes.
You know, him just throw things out into the atmosphere like that. And with our type of culture and limited education that we have in the diaspora and in the island of Jamaica, we cling on to information as evidence or facts. When he's just giving information, and that's very dangerous. When he says that the politicians of today is that's why.
No, I think he didn't want to be similar to Just Like Me. That is the reason why. Maybe Vita told him, take off the shirt. He looks so much like SYLBOURNE. No. Vita must be getting confused because we look mostly the same. If I take off my shirt and we're all in the glasses, I'm bald, Vita might get confused. So Vita must have said me confused. That's my perception. That's my view. Yeah. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to respond to that, Lester.
I am handsome. That's the difference. Just kidding.
Yeah, go on.
But SYLBOURNE, when he said, as a user, I didn't hear you said that he said that the politicians of today in Jamaica are not doing anything. That is a falsehood. The politicians of today, I'm not about JLP politicians, I'm talking about the politicians of today are doing way more for the Jamaican people than I've ever done before. You know, I have seen communities, both PMP and JLP, where for 50 years or 60 years or 30 years, never had water, never had electricity. They're getting electricity now, never had paved roads, right? I see improved infrastructure. I went there last year and I've seen it for myself firsthand. You know, again, I'm not talking about JLP now, I'm talking about across the board. You know, I've seen Michael Phillips issue not cruise ship, work program, overseas work program.
Yeah.
You understand me? I mean, like hundreds, you know. So I've seen where Mrs. Holness have helped corner shops develop from just a small thing to an establishment now. You know, Mrs. Holness went into her rural part of her constituency, and the women were not working, they were not doing, they was there getting pregnant, or they were just frustrated. And she gathered a group of women together, they become farmers, they start to grow strawberries and grapes and stuff like that, and they become entrepreneurs. You know, I have seen where on both sides of the divide, persons and communities have been transformed and have gotten help. KD Knight, when he was a member of parliament up in the hills there, Sligoville area. They had no water, and he and the community got together and them show like a partner. And the NWC was not willing to invest that amount of money. They built the pump house and they invested in pipes to carry it from the nearest main up into Sligo Hills, right? So I'm not being partisan here now. I'm not talking about GLP achievements. I'm talking about politicians of today have done so much. What we have is more persons with access to media. So you have more persons with, say, like the Black River Hospital has gotten a new, old facelift, right? Now, I said to somebody who sent me the video this morning, bet someone will post this now, you hear say, why didn't they pay the nurse them more? Why didn't they pay the doctor them more? You know? Somebody sent me a comment on Twitter where somebody is saying that we are cost the little baby with a cost the teacher. Why we don't get the teacher the raise? The public sector has gotten a raise, tremendous raise, the biggest raise in the history of Jamaica.
That's not known that much though.
No. There's a difference between knowing and wanting to know something.
Yeah.
Because this thing has been publicized by Marsha Smith, personal friend again, and Nigel Clark. Right? It's out there. Cliff Hughes talk about it, Emily Shields talk about it, many persons talk about it. Right? The JTA and the Police Officers Union are the only two that have not signed to the new restructuring and wage agreement. The only two unions. Right?
Yeah.
So the public sector has gotten a raise, has gotten a restructuring.
Yes.
So we tend to, and I said we tend to gravitate to things that a lot of times are negative, or the bad vibes, or the mix up. We don't tend to seek out, and that's why sometimes I like what you do. You try to spin and say, what is the positive in this? What can we learn from this? What is the interesting thing about this? How can we look at this in another way? You know? And I like what you do with your programs and your walk and talk and stuff like that. You know, so but it goes back to the level of education, because when I'm in countries like Germany, Belgium, Norway, countries with higher education, you don't see this type of behavior.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah. Welcome, Sean, and welcome, Scotty. Yeah, I'm listening to you, Lester. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say the color fitting man. Sorry, Vita, but him did look hot still. All right, yeah, one of my fight over here. All right. Anyway, the one of the things though, and I was saying it of recent days, and we touch on it at the same time, is that there's so many sounds, Lester, going around, and in the whole social media sphere, metaverse, hyperverse, whatever verse. Everybody in our platform, everybody's saying things, and you question as to what is the information which is right that people need to have. What is the information which is right for people? That everybody have all type of information now, and if you go to one side, you think that Jamaica gone to the dogs. If you go to another side, Jamaica all right. If you speak to a virgin on Jamaica, boy, Sid. I don't know, you know, boy. You know, hear them things I go on, you know. Why you there foreigner? You hear more than me. Not even know them things that. I'm serious to the virgin. Yeah. At the same time.
But all right. There was a recent report that Jamaica have one of the highest migration and brain drain ever, right? All right. And we discussed this some time ago. That's not true. You see,
you're talking to Michelle when he said that's not true.
It's not true.
Okay.
It's not true. What happens is that let's take teachers, for example, right?
Yeah.
Over 1,000 teachers left the classroom in 2022.
Yeah.
Right? Now, when people say over 1,000 teachers, you can't say two way, you know. You know that 1,000 teachers left the classroom, or over 1,000 teachers left the classroom. The second one sound grander. The same thing we say. But the second one sound grander, right? What a lot of people don't understand is that many teachers, and you know this too, go to Canada, the UK, and North America, and the conditions there are unfavorable, and they come back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
The returns are not noted or documented or even advertised, right? But a lot of teachers, I'm not taking the teachers alone, they come back to Jamaica because the type of lifestyle that they were living in Jamaica. Imagine a teacher have a house for value $22 million, right? But if you go overseas, she live in a basement, right? So she said to herself, say, but me live in my own house, but comfortable, right? Me never really have no major problems in a Jamaica, right? Why me I suffer myself and live in a basement? Me I go back on my yard. Why me I take disrespect from students who me can reprimand properly? Me I go back on my yard, right? So these are some of the things that people are not speaking about, right? I was at the barber last week and I met a young man, right? First me I see that is a Jamaican guy. First me I see him.
Yeah.
And he's telling me that he's making his second real estate investment in Jamaica as we speak, right? He might build $80 million apartment, right? He finished one last year and rented it out, the six room apartment, and he might build one next one now, right? And this young man is under 40, right? He don't have to make that type of investment in Jamaica. There's so many persons. I have personal friends, my circle of friends, right, are making crazy investment in Jamaica. So when people are saying that this brain drain, when we had the Windrush, that was a brain drain between 1956 and 1965. The amount of people left Jamaica. You had plane loads and boatloads of people. When the plane landed in Heathrow, nobody returned. Everybody was heading to United Kingdom. Ships were leaving. Remember, before we got independence, the Queen said, "Oh no, will come," you know, and ship loads were left from Victoria Pier to the United Kingdom. Yes, and there were talented people, you know, bricklayers, blacksmiths, you know, seamstress.
Because there are specific as to these people called they wanted to rebuild the UK after the war.
Yeah, they wanted talented, trained, skilled persons.
Yeah.
You know, so at that point we had a massive variety of skills one time leaving. What we're seeing now is there's so many expats coming to Jamaica, non-Jamaicans coming to Jamaica, investing, right? There's so many. All right, why isn't, if Jamaica was so bad, why are the Stewarts leaving? Why the Issas leaving? Why we see the big people them are put on roots and make billions of dollars of investment, right? Peter Issa has made over $1 billion in downtown Kingston alone investment. Over $1 billion.
I think Lester, some people say that it is good speaking those names, but those names have certain sort of collateral where they can keep. Once you got money, you can always build upon the money that you have. But we're talking about persons who may not have the capital, and they're looking for ways out to get more raw cash, more money into their pocket.
Capital is not an issue in Jamaica.
Yeah, but why some people leaving? I mean, is it that you're giving a sort of a perception that nobody should really leave Jamaica? Is that am I correct? Am I correct?
No. People, no. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying what we're getting is sound bites from Jamaica. We're not getting actual information that is credible. We're getting sound bites. So I mean, you get 30 seconds or sound bites information, but you're not getting the whole story of Jamaica, right? I've not been there in 8 years. When I went last year.
What are you drinking?
Right?
Yeah, go on.
I'm drinking this.
Water.
It's water.
Oh yes.
Okra, lime, and strawberry.
You're onto it. You're onto it. You're onto it. Go on. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that overseas we'll get very, very pinchy pieces of news. So what happened, we get a 30-second bit here, a 30-second bit here, 30.
Yeah.
So for the whole day, you keep getting these bits. So it's so like the whole of Jamaica under siege and nothing now going down there and Lord God. So you see some people were living at derelict conditions.
Yes.
And it's oh my, the politicians are not doing nothing, right? But we're not seeing the broader scope of things,
Yeah.
So when I was there, number one, these news that coming out of Jamaica, when you're in Jamaica, you don't hear them,
That's that's what I was saying a while ago when I called my virgin them down there and them say, boy, I see me hear them thing they don't start.
Yeah. No, but can remember, you're underground and you're busy living, you're busy going day to day. We are here in our just like you don't hear all the bad thing that happen in your local area or city. You don't get that rush of information.
No, I get it, man. I get it. I have some apps here. I get everything.
No. I mean, other
I always say, yeah.
You know what I mean? So we have families and friends in Jamaica who so one clip of a soldier shoot a man or a man rob a place, and I mean, I've not spoke to anybody personally in the last 5 years or so who have gotten robbed. Not saying that robbery don't happen.
Yeah.
So
what you're actually saying is that there's a sector of Jamaica which is benefiting from spreading news which are real news, but the negative aspects are not balancing it out.
Of course.
They're not talking about what you mentioned about the teachers getting their raise and the facelift of is it Black River you mentioned a while ago? And all these different things which are happening. And I think the Prime Minister just posted something earlier about the Financial Times, or somebody gave some glowing report about Jamaica. That is like in the backside of the desert.
Okay.
It
has been reported. The same. I think it's the same article talking about where when it came government, the amount of positions that have been filled and created, historic, like jobs being filled in the private sector, the same thing. So based on what they are saying is that Jamaica is almost full to capacity in terms of employment on both sectors, right? Now, because it's going so good, right? It keeps expanding because they need more. But we don't have the capacity in terms of human capacity to fill our positions. Now, what has happened for so long is that from the 70s, 80s, and the 90s, we have had such bad governments, right? That the problem is so massive. So even with great advances, there's still a long way to go. So it's like you walk from Kingston to Montego Bay, right? But you reach money, a far way you're walking, but you still have a whole lot of way to go. So it's the same analogy with fixing Jamaica, right? We have made massive improvements. Because SYLBOURNE, when you're looking at the last 10 years, when Facebook just come about, and Twitter, a particular politician made a remark about Twitter, and he don't worry about Twitter because it is the privileged minority that has Twitter.
Okay, there's a word.
The articulate minority.
Yeah.
Right? No, but when you look in the last 5 years, the explosion in social media. So what we're having is like, did you see the video with the 200 ballistic vests that the police has gotten?
I've not been following, but I know that they got some new vans recently, or changing up their uniform and all those other things.
But this week they got, like Thursday, they got 200 brand new ballistic vests, right? So how comes that is not retweeted and respread? Right?
To say that fighting of crime is stepping up,
and the equipping of the police force. They used to have to borrow each other ballistic vests.
Okay.
Right? Now, 200 is okay, but it's not significant because our police force we're recruiting now every 3 months. That has never been done before in Jamaica. You know, because they're trying to ramp up the numbers in the JCF and in the JDF, right? To put boots on the ground, you know. So it is important that we just to your point, don't play victim. Jamaicans, especially in the diaspora, love to ball and play victim game. Oh no, I go on down there like a Jamaica, but your politician and my team is that. You know, and the businessman care about this, and it's just doom and gloom, right? Now, when people are saying that no, now what a Jamaica and a job that they are Jamaica, KFC since 2020, KFC alone is in need of over 1,000 workers and can't fill the positions.
Really?
KFC alone.
I'd go down there and even work there, just to eat the chicken. Come, I love the chicken every time I go to Jamaica. KFC.
With our conditions, we should be very careful of fried food.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
but Silver, when you look at I'm impressed with a young Rhoda Crawford who you have interviewed before. You know?
Yes.
And massive work, a 32-year-old politician, the massive work that she's doing in her community, in her constituency, you know, and she's still pursuing a PhD. You know, when you look at Senator Damian Crawford on the PMP side, right? He's opening up business avenues. He's teaching by the university. He's teaching for free online. He's educating young people. He's encouraging young people to go into business for themselves. He said, get 2 goat. You don't have to get 10 or 50. Get 2 goat. Go into business. 2 goat. You know,
and get into the egg farming as well.
Egg farming and stuff like that. So a lot of times we tend to want to push only the negative things politically or even socially, you know, and we're not looking at. I know you don't like the fact that the Prime Minister is opening houses, giving away the houses and stuff like that. I know, and look here, you make a fair argument, right?
No, you know what I meant by that. I don't mind the Prime Minister. I don't mind the government giving up, but I was more saying you should let the minister. Anyway, it's not even an issue.
No. But what I'm saying, if I'm going to go away, I'm going to hold it to your argument. Let's just flip it around. This is why you love flip it around.
Flip the script.
If you flip the script, when in our history has politics directly affected people's lives like that, where you are benefiting from getting a house, a significant thing in anybody's life, right?
By the way, when finish what you're saying, and I'll ask a question.
I'm saying these people that have benefited from the Hope program that the Prime Minister have initiated and have given these people houses, right? They have lived in terrible conditions. They have lived in derelict conditions. They have lived in very, very harsh situations.
Yes.
And when them get a house, which they wouldn't normally could have afforded a house, and the government or politics give them the house, because guess what? Like Mark Golden issued 2 houses in January, right? And in January, in last part of January. Now, these persons would have never gotten a house for themselves.
The house that they get, do they pay for it or they give it to them?
No. It's free.
But the land that they get it from is free.
Yes, the house is free.
So all those houses which I give to those people is free houses
under the Hope program. Remember, the Prime Minister, he opens, as long as he's in Jamaica, he opens all the schemes then.
Yes.
The brand new NHT schemes then. And remember, not all schemes that are under NHT are constructed by NHT. Private developers have schemes to, but them partner, because the financing is partner with NHT. So the NHT is the outlet where the houses are sold through. So the Prime Minister opened the houses and hand over the titles and keys and stuff like that.
Yes.
Right? But you have persons who didn't have land titles for years, like Manley gave up land, right?
Yeah.
Whole heap of land money give out in the 70s, and even in the 90s too. St.
Well,
Elizabeth, Westwell, and these
yeah,
places, but they didn't have any title.
yeah. Well, look at
So
what.
the
Yeah.
the prime minister regularize them and give them the
Mm.
title so them can go and get loans. Them can use it as capital now.
Well, you see, Lester, this is a part of what I call reparations, because, I've been talking about reparations when 1962, when the Queen left England or so, um,
Left.
they left the lands. They should have given the lands over to the people. So, in a way, that's why I asked a question: is it free? Because if it is free and it's giving it back to the people, or helping the people, a leg up, then it's a form of reparation. I call it as a form of reparation, giving back
Yeah.
to the people.
It's
But
free.
let's look at what these actually saying. They have to they have the human capital. They just need to be trained. The unskilled. Um, Scotty said, Lester facts. The said national education system protocol need to be enacted for ages 18 to 45, and apprenticeship program and skillful farming in as well. Scotty is responding. The world educational system need to change. You know, um, we're going to go on to that thing in the UK recently, but let's wrap up on this particular point here. How do you think then is one of the best ways? Actually, once I don't know, I was on the mailing list of Minister of Information once or so like that. Um, maybe I need to get onto it and to really promote and show certain things, because there have been collaborative work which Mark Golding has been doing as well with the Prime Minister, and you see
Yes.
them working together and all these
Yes.
things. Many people say, well, we can't hear from Mark, but at the same time, things of a positive nature where they're working together. Is it that some people don't want to see that, even though at the same time it is good?
But what do they want to hear from him? He's the opposition leader.
Uh,
What exactly do you want to hear or see from him? Because he's only limited to the position of an MP.
he's limited to the position of MP, but he's also have acquired the position as an opposition leader that can
Yeah.
challenge the government on things, which
He,
is
and
uh, which
he's doing a remarkable job.
yeah. Some people say, I mean, like O'Neill and I will say sometimes that the opposition sometimes is highlighting the problem, but also not giving the solutions. And
Well,
so
it is incumbent on the government to provide solution, not the opposition. The opposition have no real obligation to provide a solution.
yeah,
It would be nice to provide a solution, but the obligation is upon the elected persons to provide the solutions, which is the
okay,
government of Jamaica.
okay. Keir Starmer is the opposition leader for the UK. Rishi Sunak is the prime minister. Boris Johnson believes he's still a prime minister at the same time. But Keir Starmer is always putting forth solutions and say the government need to do this, the government need to do this. Even with Zelensky, when Zelensky came to the UK recently, the Keir Starmer was pressing the prime minister as to the support for Ukraine, and you could see they are in agreement, and one can see Keir Starmer also having somewhat of a direct impact at the same time in creating solutions. So isn't that the opposition should at the same time be highlighting the problem but also offering solution? They may not be the one that can offer the solution, can deal with the solution because they're in opposition, but they can also
Mhm.
inspire and stimulate the government to say, all right, okay, I hear that. Because even with the whole thing which rolled back recently regarding the what we discussed last week, the baby seat, the
The
baby
child,
seat, the
yeah.
cars. Yeah. I think Mark Golding had put forth some sort of something in Parliament. Why are you laughing? Maybe you can explain that. You can explain
Uh,
it.
Mark Golden put forth um basically him edit what the information minister had put out. So him just blast it up on a loudspeaker. But that, and I'm not being political now. It was just for him, great political move, right?
Yes.
Next time Morgan just tweet it, and everybody up on Twitter, right? Mark Golden take a big bullhorn and just blow it out of proportion, right? And then what start happen now is that the news them start carry it now, and then the news them start pick up on what Nestor Morgan post. So Nestor Morgan thing I come second to what Mark Golden said, but which is his came first. Just at the similar situation with the Ukraine, Jamaicans in Ukraine. Andrew only put forth money first towards the sending to the Ukraine students. Mark Golden almost 48 hours later did the same thing. But Mark Golden used a bullhorn and announced his. So it sounds like say Mark Golden was the one who first came out with it. You know, but it's genius politics though. Genius politics. But we could go back to something first. Because you said that in the UK, you know, you had like, you know, not very good political leadership now. I disagree with that, Silburn.
Yeah.
Look who we have as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Rishi Sunak.
Exactly. You can basically say he's a black man. You understand me? That is advancement in United Kingdom.
Yeah. But I didn't say anything wrong right there. What I was talking about was Keir Starmer was actually simulating.
I'm talking about the bit with Andre when you were saying that.
Okay. You mean to say, yeah.
When you look at even the House of Commons now, you know, the variety of ethnicity in there now, who have strong positions, who have a voice for different ethnic groups and stuff like that. The UK Parliament has come a very long way and a very progressive way, you know, because remember, it was usually old white millionaire men, rich men making decisions for everybody.
And now white millionaire men are feeling that it is not for them anymore because they say, oh, we're white and we're millionaires and we're old. We're not the typical persons now. We don't fit.
Minority.
We are the minority now. We don't fit the bill because in my MP in the area here, I just dropped her down the road the other day, and I was talking about even the girl that got beaten up, and I was saying it is one thing to demonstrate, but also make sure that you're part of a solution because, like her now, she's an MP, she can make a difference. You got Don Butler, and most of them are Labour, of course. They can make a big difference, and they can do things. So therefore, people need to get on the governorship of boards of school and try to make a difference as much as possible if they want to see change. It is good to actually chant down Babylon one more time and make noise and so like that. But I believe that in any war and the battle, just as Churchill, one can operate on all fronts. You know, you don't fight a war in one way. You do it different ways. So Churchill is always in the bunker, but you might have some on the sea, some in the ship, and blah, blah, blah. And in the air, you know, so you're right about that. The UK really has advanced, whereby just like with the American now, everybody knows that a black man has been the president for two times. So therefore, it's not a surprising thing if Kamala Harris become the president because it's a normal thing. If Rishi Sunak served for whatever, and who knows if he leaves when the next election, because it's more pointing towards Labour, unless something fantastically happened with the Conservative, then one can say, well, we have had an Indian man, black man as a prime minister already. So it's
fair game now.
It's fair game now. Anything can happen now.
But Silburn, let me address a few things that Dee had said, right?
Yeah.
The apprenticeship program has evolved into Heart Trust, right? So no longer the apprenticeship program in Jamaica back in the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, 60s, 70s.
The Macaulay again.
It has evolved into Heart Trust. So no longer a mechanic like your father said, a bigger boy still come go to Mass Everton and have mechanic shop, right? And go to trade. Remember, you know
Marcel
what I'm saying?
Joe. Marcel Joe. Marcel Joe.
Marcel Joe,
Marcel.
right? So you never tell him say you want to be mechanic, you know, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you wanted to be an electrical engineer. Maybe you wanted to be a doctor, right? But at the time, that's what your father said. So
Yeah.
you go and you learn the trade. You
Yeah.
have no certificate. You have no paper. That's what happened to Jamaica, where Minister Charles at the time, Colonel Charles Senior,
Yes.
wanted persons to go, skilled laborers to go to Canada, because Canada builds up a new city, right? And they wanted to go to Jamaicans. 6,500 turned out done by the Ministry of Labor on North Street.
Yeah.
6 of them, SYLBOURNE, 6 of them alone are certificate out of 6,500, right? He had to get Heart Academy to come down there on the spot for about 2 weeks, just talking to people, getting and start certify them on the spot to send them off. So persons had the skill, had the knowledge, but they had no certification because we don't like go school. We don't like go school. My community in Fletcher's Land, I can tell you there are 4 schools there. And Fletcher's Land is small, 4 schools free of cost. And the school is attended by persons who live outside of the community.
Yeah.
In Wallaba, where my mother lives, the Heart School down there, right? Nobody in the community, with the exception of my mother and one other lady, and my mother is 64.
Yeah.
Right? Attend that school. No other person in the whole community. So this is the problem. So when persons, I'm not at these specific, when persons say, oh, we need to train them. How we going to train them? Explain that to me. If them don't come to the school, because the opportunity of training is there. But if them don't come, you can't force them to come.
Is it that they're not inspired to come to school? Or can they be inspired to come to school? Because if the opportunities does exist for people to come, why they're not coming? They want taxi.
Because SYLBOURNE, we need dictatorship in Jamaica, or some form of dictatorship or variation of it. Jamaica too open. Jamaica
everybody ever say. Everybody chat.
Everybody ever say. Right? I'm all for freedom of speech. I'm all for freedom of expression in art. When you have persons who have influence, can say and do stuff. I mean, not just entertainers alone, you know. I'm talking about even on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? So people are connected. Could you put about that comment? What do you say?
Evolving it into something more economical, stimulating for persons.
Okay. You see, we outside of the space, the land, the Jamaican space.
Yeah.
And it's easy for us to say things like that. Again, me not attack D. Every other country have the same thing we have. Yeah. Right? The exception is that not many countries have a school system like Heart Academy right through length and breadth of Jamaica, right? That is offering free training for people.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if the UK have a system where you have a school as big as Heart Academy school right through the United Kingdom that is free. Skill training. You have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Or you get loan for it, yeah.
Yeah, but you still have to pay by the loan.
Yeah.
Right? The Heart Academy is an established school, and the certificate is recognized Caribbean wide. You can take a hard skill and go to an Caribbean island and work. What I'm saying is that,
you know, Scotty talk about UIC, yes.
What I'm saying is that we keep saying that Jamaica need to do this, Jamaica need to do that. We have been doing all these things. We have been, everything what we suggested, we have been doing that.
Lester. I'll have to do a program, and I'll have to get Morgan, the Prime Minister, or somebody like that, sometime to set out certain things, because there are many different voices, and that's why I like to go to the source. It's very interesting, though, that of all the financial companies I approached to come on my program to talk about how they keep customers' money safe, only Victoria Mutual Finance came. Why I use that as an example is because instead of hearing different sounds and different voices, I went straight to the directors and get them to come on and to talk. And I think, Lester, it is very important and incumbent upon SYLBOURNE Show and Talk and Sip to get some of the authors and the policymakers to come and to say, this is the policy on this, this is the policy on that. Nigel Clark or Marsha, this is the policy on that. What is the situation regarding Usain Bolt or the financial status of Jamaica now? Ray. We're hearing it. We're hearing it, and we can find it at the same time. Don't get me wrong, we can find it. But with so many voices which are out there, I think, as we said for this year 2023, not to just have the conversations back and forth, but just to have persons who are knowledgeable, like yourself, but somebody who can speak on some of these policies and these issues, Lester. Because as you're saying now, and as what Dee's saying now, and you're saying, yes, we have that, yes, we have that. It is one thing to say it, but I guess we'll have to make Talk and Sip and my network something whereby it is factual, and you can come and you can get some real juice and not sensationalism. Sensationalism sells a lot, I must say. But we're not into sensationalism. We're into getting some facts as to what really is.
Yeah. All right. We not promise you, but I'm gonna talk to Nesta Morgan, right?
Yeah.
Him have Nesta diary. I mean, I can go straight to Nesta. Nesta got tell me yes, 'cause I'm a virgin. But he must tell me yes, tell me yes, sick. I gonna talk to him right hand. Him right hand know his schedule and see how best we can get a interview.
Yeah. And I think these auntie, I think you maybe need to address these talking some of the issues there.
No, could you put it back her last comment?
Yeah. She said the apprentice here get paid while in training at the employees. Does hard people get paid?
Every 2 weeks, them get a stipend. But that's a whole different thing, D.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm talking about a college.
Yeah.
Hard is a training college. Yeah. Right. So it's a whole different thing. And what most employers are doing now, they used to go for the UV and UTech graduates them.
Yeah.
But the UV and UTech graduates them can regurgitate the theory out of the book from back to front. But for do the practical, them can't do the work. So over the last 10-15 years, employers are moving towards hard trust trained persons. The issue is we don't have persons running toward Heart Academy to get trained, right?
Yes.
People want to go overseas to work. People want to do scamming. People want to turn DJ. People want to turn footballer. People want to do
taxi man.
Yeah, but people are look different ways other than forgot to the root of education. Now, people don't understand in a SYLBOURNE.
Yeah.
A black person anywhere in the world stand a higher chance of becoming a lawyer, a doctor, engineer than becoming a football player successfully or a basketball player or we have a higher chance of becoming a lawyer than a professional sports or entertainer.
Yes.
But a lot more people run towards that in these industries, athletics and entertainment, than what they run to being a lawyer or a judge or a doctor or a dentist or a pharmacist or something like that. Because guess what happened now? A student said something very profound a few years ago, right? The teacher said, why you don't like why you want to be and everybody thought different things. I say nobody want to be a teacher. The teacher said why nobody me not hear nobody say they want to be a teacher. I want to you them say miss. Why me don't want to be teacher when me and you are push and a struggle and a fight for going in a bus? These other professions, other things they want to be. They want to be done. They want to be footballer. They want to be this. Some big fat ride them a push down. So they're saying, why go in a profession where you and the person who you are teacher, you're the person who are the lowest rung, a fight for the same scarce benefits and spoils.
Yes. I think what Scott is saying, advance what politicians speak for Jamaicans in the UK. I think the question, Scotty, need to understand. I guess you know, Scotty, is that when you say speak for Jamaicans, what do you mean? Jamaica is not a constituency in the UK. Is Jamaica a constituency in the UK? I'm asking Scotty.
No, I don't understand the question because the question is not.
I don't understand what do you mean. SYLBOURNE, I think he was talking about when we say we advance. When we say we advance, things have progressed because you got Rishi Sunak, almost a black man, who is there now. So therefore, there's an advance. Things have sort of move on. Can someone tell me which politicians speak for Jamaicans in the UK? I don't think it's about politicians speaking for Jamaicans in the UK. I think it is for people who speak up for Jamaicans in the UK, through like the Diaspora thing. They're the ones that should be speaking up for Jamaicans. And then layers with the politicians, because the politicians in my area for Lewisham, Janet Davey is a MP, but it's not just Jamaicans, even though she's half Jamaican. It's not just Jamaicans. Don Butler is in Brent. It's not just Jamaicans. You know, she got to speak up for her constituency as well. There's no constituency which is only Diane Abbott in Hackney is not just Jamaicans, but she still speak up for Jamaicans as well. So, Scott, you need to wheel and come again and tell me what you're talking about. Yeah,
I don't understand the question.
I don't understand it anyway. I don't even know why I'm answering it. I'm trying to trying to understand what he's actually saying. Yeah. But I want to just add in my 2 cents here. You need to add 3 cents. I'm missing context here. Okay, say what you're missing. Light speaker. Did you see that video of that little girl who was being beaten up?
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yes.
And I mean, it did not seem something strange because we see it in Jamaica a lot. But everybody was, you know, what's your thought? What's your thought on it? I'm not going to show you, but what's your thought on it?
The mother.
Yeah.
Or the grandmother encouraging the 2 other little girls to hit the person, hit the black girl. You know, and the adults, they're standing around watching, and it reminds me of George Floyd when people just stand up and watch the police lean on him. I would get arrested that day because I got push the police off him. You know, but in first world countries, we're taught not to interfere. We're taught not to interfere.
That's
in a Jamaica that not fly, because we have seen where people are fighting, people brought them up. You know, police are arrest somebody and them drag with the police, and we have seen where the woman tell people don't come out of the vehicle.
They one in the pink, the Miss Pink. Yeah. Pink.
But to see adults stand around and do nothing while this girl is being assaulted in the most heinous way, you know. It drag off your picnic.
Yes.
Yeah, it drag off your picnic. You understand me? And it bring me back to the recent 2 schoolgirls that were fighting in a rural school, and one of them pull a knife and just stab the girl in her neck back right here. So they start stab her, and there's other one where the girl pulled the other one down the gully. I don't know if you see it. Pull her down the side of a gully, and she just two of them just go down the gully. So, right. And as a parent, you see these things. You know, me have a beautiful granddaughter, and I'm kind of glad say, you know, she kind of grew up in a sheltered suburbs where that may not happen. But as a parent, you see these things, and you say, what conversation do you have with your child after a day like this? You know,
Yeah.
she publicly humiliated, battered. What converse? What?
Mm.
You were not there to protect your, as a parent, as a father. Your ultimate role of a protect.
Yes.
Ultimate role. And you see on video where a mother is encouraging her child to be your child.
Yes.
You were not there. How you have a conversation? How do you
You
bring
know.
up a trauma?
Yeah. I think in the UK, there's a big question that needs to be asked of the authorities. And as you rightly said, in the UK, people are advised not to intervene.
Here also. Here also.
And here, there you are, yeah. But the big question is that particular fight and the guys them driving past. And many people say the guys in the car should be arrested. How can big men see this? It is like the authorities need to somehow say to people what is the best way how to address these things, because there are different facets there. Let me see. Light speaker. Hey, light speaker, how are you? You ready? There are different facets. Light speaker, you're there. Okay. There are different facets. Oh, how you doing? Good. Can you can
I'm
you hear
very
us?
good.
Speak. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Go closer to the phone or wherever you are.
I'll try to speak.
Sorry,
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Can you
you.
hear me now? One second. Put my headphones.
Yeah, put your headphones on. You see, there are different facets,
Put my
Lester.
headphones in. That's it.
There are different facets, Lester. Okay, we got an echo there.
Okay, we got an echo
One,
there.
two, three.
Can you? Is it?
One, two, three. Okay, 1 second. Light speaker. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Can you speak?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you clearly. Go for it.
Okay. So I got sent the message. I went out to Surrey today. I got sent the video. And it just dawned on me that the black girl was waiting, and the video I got sent. I saw one girl who actually could fight the black girl. She was walking up to her, but then the two girls that were with that white girl, they were little girls who, even though they were kicking and punching her, couldn't really do much. And it just seemed to me like I was questioning, why would five girls, two of which actually I only saw three girls in total really really fighting, really hitting, couldn't, were little girls. It looked like they were almost like they were sticking up for their sister who, and I saw the black girl put the white girl on the floor twice and throw a punch. She didn't look like she was getting beaten up. She looked like she was there for a fight.
So you're saying that the black girl looked like she was there for a fight? Is that what you said? Light speaker.
Hello?
Yes. Did you say the black girl is there for a fight? Can you hear me? You'll have to come back in, light speaker. We're losing you. Try to come back in, yeah. 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 Let's say before light speaker came in, the point which I was talking about is that the authorities somehow need to say to people what is the best way to react when something like that is happening, because lots of people are having a go at the people on the street driving past, and people on the street driving past are very cautious about getting involved in fights these days, especially with girls and especially with anyone, because I've had a person who came on my show of recent days whose son got killed by trying to part a fight. Okay, we never see any knife on these girls or so. And then the second bit about it is that even the teacher, the head teacher, which many people are saying should be sacked, a teacher said to me that they're not supposed to get involved. I could read the comments of what teachers should do. They said, walk casually over, don't jump in, and call the authorities, and especially the fact that it's out of school. And then the other aspect again is that none of her peers actually was coming to support her. So there are many different factors to it. You know?
Silver,
Yeah.
you know, me I go talk after your one of them there, and
Yeah.
we want to have a program where I just me and you,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna outline to the public a different Jamaica. 'Cause there's a different Jamaica that a lot of people are not aware of. And just out the
Yeah.
breakdown something, maybe an hour long program breakdown something.
Yeah.
All right. I was in Tivoli Gardens one day, and
Yeah.
two women one Sunday were arguing. And somebody tap man them, go to them and say, shout and say, hey, when you done that. And they were still there arguing.
Yeah.
And the guy come back again and say, hey, when you done that, Mr. Man, on Sunday, go in and house, go to find something to do. And they were still there arguing. So him go to a higher authority than him and tell him.
Yeah.
And the guy come around there and him see them and him say, man talk to me 2 times, I want in the ear.
Yeah.
Right? And him have a piece of board them and I beat the 2 of them. Now the baby father of both women know the guy, you know, and him couldn't do nothing. Because guess what happened? A authoritative figure spoke to them twice and them not here. You know? So the results that come out of that, everybody have to live with the results. What we have done is taken out discipline out of societies.
Out of society.
We have taken out discipline out of societies. Children, me could never hurt another student at school and go home to my father. I could not do that. And I've seen where children are killing other children, stabbing up. Are you still have a home? Are you still have a mother? Okay, my father. No. Me have Vita that talk about it. You do something at school, you kiss a teacher about a teacher, back on one teacher, your auntie beat you, your grandfather beat you, your father beat you, your big brother beat, everybody beat you, you know.
I remember the first time I was gonna get caning at York Castle High School by Mr. Gordon Jingles, and me and Courtney McNeish was having a fight. Look at children fighting or blah blah blah, play fight. Anyway, we're called up to his office to get a beating, and then Courtney started Ainsworth started to cry, and Mr. Gordon looked at us and said, "You save him. None of you gonna get beaten and go back to your." But what I was more worried about wasn't about the caning. I was worried about my father.
Exactly.
That's what I was worried about. I was worried about it going back to my father. I was worried about the caning. It was about my father I was worried about. Going back home and my mother and father hearing that I was in a fight.
But this particular issue with the mother egging on her child to hurt another child is what bothered me about the video. That's what bothered me about the video.
Yeah.
Light speaker, you can hear us?
Light speaker?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you saying, boss?
Okay. Is there still feedback or no?
No, we can't hear. We can't hear. Just run with it.
I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, I know. I had a few times like in primary school where I got pulled up by the teacher, and then my dad still reprimanded me afterwards. I mean, but the system is, I know, it's a bit messed up in the UK, and there's a lot of discipline that we don't have in schools and in the homes. But that, I mean, looking at that girl was bigger than all of them, and it seems to me that she was there to fight someone.
Sorry, okay, let's go back again. So what you're saying, you're of the view that the black girl was there to fight someone.
And I think that she got what she was there for.
Oh, that's why you draw that? Why you draw that analogy? That conclusion?
I mean, I watched it. I literally just came out of the train from traveling all the way to Surrey. I went to the wrong part of Surrey. But then I got that video, and I'm thinking, it's like I saw these girls, because she was already outside, and I saw these girls approach her and start arguing with her, and As soon as the one with the white girl, the white top and the black trousers got to her, that's when they started throwing hands and so on. They're both on the floor, but the girl gets up, puts her on the floor, is punching. The black girl gets up, puts her on the floor, is punching the white girl on the floor, and they're going back and forth. And the two little girls who were they were kicking her in the face and stuff, but she wasn't affected by it. She wasn't. I think if those two little girls weren't there, the other white girl, she would have got beaten up. And I feel like the two little girls were there. I mean, the mother was egging it on. I think the teacher should be reprimanded and all that stuff. But I think they were assessing the situation, and then I think they could have stepped in earlier. But I feel like the girl she wasn't out for. And then I think you said, Zilburn, that you heard that she said a couple of days ago she was defending somebody else who was being bullied.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. They said she was supporting or defending a white girl who was being bullied.
See, when you say supporting, it sounds like to not use another word. It sounds like they're just two different groups.
Yeah. I think the bigger picture is this, because I know lots of people are talking things and saying different things about what happened now, the background to it. But I'm looking at what I could have seen, what I saw there, and look at one, the taxi, the drivers in the car, two, the woman edging on the children, three, the teachers, four, society. And the point that Lester said is that they have taken out discipline or punishment or so out of society hand. And where is it handed to? Is it the police, social service? So therefore, nobody wants to touch any children. Nobody, even parents, if parents even beat their children or try to reprimand them. I mean, I'm a social worker lawyer. I'm a child care lawyer. I mean, you'll be getting referral to remove the children, depending sometime on how the hit is. So therefore,
Light speaker, I don't know what video you watched. The video I watched, we saw the mother and the mother and the girl advancing in an angry state, right? And saying, "Where is she?"
Yes.
That's what I saw. The white girl being the aggressor. You saw them walking, coming towards. Now, remember, hold on. A parent is there. One parent is there.
Yeah.
Now, for me, right? And I'm sure that the community that these girls live in, both black and white girl, is not half as violent and volatile and hard as Kingston, Jamaica. Sure of that. Come from a volatile community. And me would not do that with any of my children. I'll be running in the opposite direction to say, hey, let us deal with this on a different level. I will contact this girl's parent and we'll start it out. But when a parent is encouraging and walking, progressing towards another minor to fight, there's a fundamental problem there. So even if the black girl was there to fight somebody, you as the adult have the responsibility to let that not happen.
Exactly. You should be actually taking control as the elder.
I don't disagree with that. Yeah.
You don't disagree? Is that what you said?
I don't necessarily. I don't disagree with that. But she was. I mean, I'm still gonna. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. Where was the other one? But that girl, it seems that she was there to have a good, to say in other words, have a good scrap. They both wanted to scrap, and that's. I was like, if you want to scrap, let's scrap. I've been in a situation before where I know someone, a family member, and they were scrapping with someone. I was like, do your thing. And I know it's not really the best.
Yeah.
But,
Light speaker, somebody just said you sound like you're using a voice distortion device or app.
yeah, my mic is not the best. My headphones, sorry. Yeah,
Light speakers. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You know, think as a parent, the mother of the white.
Go ahead, Lester.
The mother of the white girl, you know, think say she should be trying to protect her own child from not getting her feelings punching. Because you said the black girl at one time put her down 2 times and a punch up her face.
Yeah, I think looking at the black girl, if I was a parent, I probably would have done that. That's probably why the 2 little girls came in, and which is not fair. But I mean, at that point, none of them were using sense. But I mean, for me, it was I was enraged by the fact by what I was hearing, and then after I saw the video, it was a totally different thing to what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess one of the key lessons that I've learned, but what I recognize is that the village and the society is lacking, and it's in comparison to what Johnny Barnes says when you talk about racism. For argument's sake, you cannot get racism out of football if racism is in society, and society breeds it. Now, I'm not even going to say that this particular case was racist, because Lester, when we look at the amount of videos we see with Jamaican children, black and black fighting and ray, even over here. I mean, somebody sent me a video of a black boy beating up a mother of another child, 2 girls fighting over a man, one with a knife stabbing her hand, and one throwing hot water on her. You don't hear the uproar. Where's the uproar regarding that? And that's the thing we got to look at in a certain sense. And even the same little girl, even the same families, which is in the neighborhood down in Ashford, Kent, they said the neighbors in Ashford, Kent are actually saying it's a good thing that they have left or they are hiding, because they are neighbors from hell. So therefore they seem to be terrorists down there in a way. But anyway, that's a very interesting thing. I think the big picture is, and I'm going to ask you guys one question before we go. In society, do you believe, like in the UK and the Western world, that the village and society has sort of given up the ghost when it comes on to protecting our children and being our brothers and sisters keeper? Lester.
Yes, we I think advancement have made us backwards.
Yeah.
You know, your child have so much amenities of comfort and to be spoiled, that it's very hard to how you discipline a child that you give almost anything. You know,
Yes.
children you have children who have credit card. You understand me? You have pitney,
Yeah.
under 10, we have credit card. And them,
Yes.
them buy things from Amazon or other things online. How do you discipline that child?
But what about that child who tried to kill his mother or shoot his mother because the credit card she never won?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, but it seems like that. So we on one hand, and personal experience where I see mothers are try to discipline them pitney, and neighbor or the pitney call police and lock up the mother, and then in a 2-3 years time this child become the most wanted man in Jamaica, and the mother say, but we that try for avoid this from happen. You know, Silver, you know about my personality with my son. I'm always talk about it.
Yes.
I'll talk about my son. You understand me? Me tie him up and beat him mercilessly. Right? He is still here, 24 years old, living in the Netherlands with me. I can take up my phone and call him and talk to my son. The boys that he used to par with at high school and the boys that he used to par with in his community are all dead. None of them made 20. You know, the underlying factor, the difference in all these scenarios. I was a present father. I was a stern father. I was a father who was never afraid to tell the authorities, say, listen, if you lock me up to beat him, when you let me out back, I'm going to bust him ass because I get locked up. Right? So I'm going to lock me up again. So I'm going to decide what you want. You want to deal with him a push an AK through the roof, through the window, or me a step in the neck so that he don't push an AK upon you. And this is what I'm talking about. So when you look at the children who are becoming criminals in the society, Silburn, are children who grew up without any father figure. One, right? I think 94% of them are men who turn criminals, right?
Yeah.
Father, and two, them don't have discipline around them.
And what Doreen Phipps is saying, children are way too privileged these days. They won't understand the reality of life in their youthful days. You know, Light Speaker, what's your word to that question which I had put out there?
I think Lester said it all. I think there's nothing really. I think society in the world is going to, it's going down the pan really. That's about it. That's what I have to say about it.
Yeah. Well, I think the most important thing, because so many things are happening in society now whereby people are getting so the youths. I think my boss was saying it the other day that even who is that? I'm not.
I'm gonna go. It's probably my.
Yeah.
It's probably my mic.
Yes, Lester.
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. Lester, did you? Light speaker. Okay, Lester. Okay, that was light speaker. Speak, Lester.
Yeah, you hear me?
Lester? I can hear you, yeah. I think it was maybe light speaker there. I think also sorry?
A call was coming in.
Oh, a call was coming in, yeah. I think in relation to society as to what is happening now is that young people are getting so confused. People are confusing them. Teachers confusing them. Government confusing them. They don't even know if they are male or female. They have no idea. And they can just get up one day and say, oh, I feel like this or I feel like that, and they are running this way. I mean, right now, Nicola Sturgeon down there is having some problems there with I don't know. It's crazy. And therefore, whosoever is the father and the mother will have to do the right thing and teach your children the right way.
But Silburn, last thing.
Yeah.
You know what me refuse to do? And me refuse to make you not you what you say them, but society make me suspend my intelligence. So I look for you and me say one girl, me say a female, right? Based on my eyes then. And then when I address it as such, you gotta tell me say the genderless. No.
Yeah.
You can't force me for me a thing. You can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you can't force upon me to say your gender. Me not eat that. Make me say you're
yeah.
But you got to tell me now, say me to suspend intelligence.
Yes. I think that's what it is saying. I think that's
falsehood. And accept the falsehood there.
Yeah. I think that's what it is saying. Yeah.
These type of persons, them commit suicide like 98% of the time, them commit suicide.
Yeah. I think you're right.
You don't see the reality of life. That listen, you may be a male and you feel a particular way inside, that's good.
Yeah.
And if you want to do a transformation, that's good. I have no problem with that because I your body, your decision. You know, you have to live with the consequences.
Yeah.
Right? But don't tell me to suspend intelligence.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's listen. Great week. Thank you so much for coming on. You know Delano Franklin. Remember Delano Franklin, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I shouted out for him today, you know. He was a good friend of mine as well. Came to the UK, always check me up and look for him, and you know, passed away yesterday.
You know, it's Andre Franklin's uncle.
Who is that name? Ring a bell. Audrey Franklin. Who's that again?
Franklin is the past general secretary for the Jamaica Labour Party.
Oh yes, that name. Name. Okay, yes. Yeah. Well, yes. So make Delano rest in peace and things like that, you know. And definitely we'll have to find some ways to somehow find some key topics and get Minister to come on board and to talk on it. Get even the UIC, whatever, to come and talk on their stuff. Get Mark Golding again to come and talk on their stuff. Let's find the solutions and the persons who are creating the solutions. And instead of just having nothing is wrong with talking. Nothing is wrong with having a conversation, but just ensuring that the conversation is very fruitful, as far as I'm concerned, Lester. All right. So Vita there, she not come? She there? She gone?
My wife is a very busy woman,
You suspend Vita tonight?
No,
Corey, I said need the Rastas on the show. Pay a ballad man up on the show tonight. Rasta.
Yeah.
But Corey, you can't say nothing, because you're still okay, my Rasta, but a ballad Rasta, upon my ballad Rasta.
I'm a fake Rasta.
Yeah, Corey, you're a fake Rasta, virgin. And
could that one is cyber Rasta.
Cyber Rasta, no, he's a cyber Rasta, right? Listen, Corey, a cyber Rasta. Corey, next week we link and something like that, All right, let's have a good one here and keep drinking the water. As a matter of fact, even myself today, I mean, we got to be very healthy. It's just water, strictly sparkling water I have today, strictly sparkling water. All right, respect, Virgin. Take care of yourself.
And respect for that link, that's here.
Huh?
Respect for that link.
Yes, definitely. And big up Lyndon Wizard as well. Inspired Diabetic, and we get Lyndon to come back again at some other time, and also Tony Kelly to help us mend the right ways to eat and stuff like that. All right.
Yep.
Boom. Respect. Cheers. Thanks. Bye bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming tonight. And those on Instagram, those on Facebook, those on YouTube, remember to like and follow the show, SYLBOURNE TV. Join us back next week, Saturday night for Talk and Sip, and Thursday night for In Review. Look at different things and tune into the Walk and Talk motivational moment. And remember to check out D. Samuels and her site as well. I think I have it. Let me see if I can actually show it here. If anything, I think I have it. If I don't have it, I'll have to find it some other time. If anything, no, I don't have it for some reason. But yeah, big up as well. And peace out and God bless. And we wish you all the best. Thank you for everyone who came in tonight, Light Speaker, and all the people. And peace out. Peace out. God bless. Big up Koreite. Muta and Sizzler, my top boss. Corey talk about Muta and Sizzler. Those are the persons he's referring to. Peace out. Night. Bye-bye.